The first bill caught fire. People thought it was a mistake, but then Evelyn Price pulled out another $100 bill and lit that one too. A woman in the crowd screamed. A man lunged forward, trying to stop her, but Evelyn stepped back, protecting the flames, and pulled out another bill. The crowd pressed closer. Phones came out. Someone shouted at her. Another person tried to grab the money, but Evelyn kept burning, bill after bill, her hands steady, her face wet with tears, but her eyes were absolutely certain. This is the story of why a 70-year-old woman stood in downtown Portland on a Tuesday afternoon and burned $250,000 in cash, while hundreds of people watched and tried to stop her, and eventually understood that some money costs more than it's worth. Evelyn Price had woken up that morning with a plan. A briefcase sat on her kitchen table. Inside it, $250,000 in cash, withdrawn from the bank the day before, the inheritance from her sister, Patricia Price-Whitmore, who had died 3 weeks ago, at 73, from cancer. Patricia had been wealthy, very wealthy. She'd founded Whitmore Pharmaceuticals 40 years ago, built it into $1 billion empire, created medications that helped millions, and one medication that killed thousands, OxyLeve, a painkiller prescribed for everything from back pain to surgery recovery, marketed as non-addictive, safe, revolutionary. But it wasn't. It was highly addictive, dangerous, and Whitmore Pharmaceuticals had known. They'd buried the studies, paid off researchers, lobbied against regulations because OxyLeve was making them billions. And Patricia, Evelyn's sister, had known too. Evelyn had found out 8 years ago when her son died. Daniel Price, 32 years old, a construction worker, hurt his back on the job. Doctor prescribed OxyLeve, said it was safe, non-addictive. Daniel trusted him, took the pills as prescribed, but within weeks he couldn't stop. The pain wasn't the problem anymore, the addiction was. He tried to quit, tried rehab, tried everything, but OxyLeve had its hooks in him. And 3 years after that first prescription, Daniel overdosed in his apartment, alone. Evelyn found him, her only child, gone because of a pill a doctor had promised was safe. Evelyn had tried to sue, but Whitmore Pharmaceuticals had lawyers, powerful ones. They buried her case, made it disappear, like they'd buried the studies, like they'd buried thousands of families' pain. Evelyn and Patricia had stopped speaking. 8 years of silence. Patricia had sent one letter 5 years ago. Evelyn had burned it, unopened. She wanted nothing from her sister, nothing from the money that had killed her son. But 3 weeks ago, Patricia died, and her lawyer contacted Evelyn. Patricia had left everything to her, the entire estate, $50 million. Evelyn refused, told the lawyer to give it away, donate it, destroy it. She wanted nothing. But then the letter came, the second letter. This one Evelyn opened, because the lawyer said Patricia had written it the day before she died, in her own hand, begging Evelyn to read it. So Evelyn did. The letter was a confession. Patricia wrote that she'd known about OxyLeve, about the addiction, about the deaths. She'd known for 15 years, since the early studies showed problems, but the board had voted to bury it, to keep selling, to maximize profits. And Patricia, as founder and CEO, had agreed, because stopping would cost billions, would destroy the company, would ruin her legacy. So she'd buried the truth, and people died, thousands of them, including Daniel, her own nephew. Patricia wrote that she'd tried to quit, to sell the company, to blow the whistle, but the board threatened her, and she was afraid of losing everything, afraid of prison, afraid of being destroyed. So she'd stayed silent and gotten richer while families like Evelyn's suffered. The letter ended with an apology and a request. Patricia wrote, "I can't undo what I've done, but I can give you the tools to fight. Take the money, use it, expose them, destroy the company I built, make them pay for what they did to Daniel, to all of them. I'm a coward, I always was, but you're not. Please, finish what I couldn't start." Evelyn had sat with that letter for 2 weeks, staring at it, hating Patricia, hating the money, hating everything. But then she'd had an idea. She'd called the lawyer, asked for $250,000 in cash, withdrew it from the estate. The lawyer was confused, but complied. And this morning, Evelyn had put the cash in a briefcase, driven downtown, and started burning it in front of the Whitmore Pharmaceuticals headquarters, the building where her sister had built an empire, where executives still worked, still profited from OxyLeve, still sold the pills that killed. Evelyn stood on the public sidewalk, opened the briefcase, and lit the first bill. People noticed immediately. A businessman stopped, stared. A woman gasped. Within minutes, a crowd gathered. 20 people, then 50, then 100. Evelyn kept burning. Someone shouted at her. A young man, maybe 25. "Lady, what are you doing? That's money." Evelyn didn't answer, just lit another bill. A woman pushed through the crowd, tried to grab the briefcase. "Stop, you're insane. Give that to charity if you don't want it." Evelyn pulled the case away, lit another bill. The flames grew. More people tried to intervene, grabbing at her, shouting, angry that she'd waste money, money people needed, money that could help. But Evelyn protected the flames like they were sacred. She wasn't crying yet. That would come later. Right now, she was just burning, bill after bill, deliberately, carefully. Someone called the police. Within 10 minutes, 2 officers arrived, pushed through the crowd. "Ma'am, you need to stop. What you're doing isn't illegal," Evelyn said quietly. "It's my money. I can burn it." The officers looked at each other. Technically, she was right. Burning your own money isn't illegal. Wasteful, crazy, but not illegal. "Ma'am, why are you doing this?" one officer asked. Evelyn looked at him. "Because this money killed my son." The officer blinked. "What?" "This money from this building," Evelyn gestured to the Whitmore Pharmaceuticals headquarters. "It killed my son and thousands of others." She lit another bill. "I won't spend blood money. I won't keep it. I won't donate it and let them get a tax write-off for murdering people." Her voice was louder now. "So I'm burning it, every dollar, right here, where everyone can see." The crowd went quieter. People stopped grabbing, started listening. "My son was Daniel Price," Evelyn said, her voice carrying. "He was prescribed OxyLeve 8 years ago for a back injury. The doctor said it was safe, non-addictive." She pulled out more bills, started burning faster. "Within a month, my son was an addict. Within 3 years, he was dead. 32 years old, found him myself." Tears now, running down her face, but her hands steady. "The company that made those pills is right there." She pointed to the building. "They knew. They buried the studies. They lied to doctors. They marketed poison as medicine. And my sister," Evelyn's voice broke, "my sister founded that company, got rich off those pills, and never said a word." She opened the briefcase wider, showed the crowd, stacks of cash, hundreds of thousands of dollars. "This is her money. She left it to me, with a letter confessing everything." Evelyn pulled out the letter, held it up. She knew OxyLeve was killing people, and she sold it anyway, because stopping would cost money. Evelyn lit the letter, watched it burn. "I won't spend a penny of it. I won't keep blood money, so I'm burning it." She looked at the crowd. "Every single dollar." By the way, where are you watching this from? Drop your city in the comments. I read every single one. People were crying now. A woman pushed forward. "My brother died from OxyLeve." A man raised his hand. "My wife." Another voice. "My son." More voices, more hands. A dozen people, 2 dozen, all with stories, all with dead loved ones, all killed by the same pills. The crowd shifted, from angry to understanding, from trying to stop her to protecting her. Someone started filming, posted it online. Within an hour, it was viral. "Woman burns fortune in protest of pharmaceutical company that killed her son." The video spread, millions of views. News trucks arrived, reporters pushed through. Evelyn kept burning. She'd burned about $50,000 when someone new arrived, a man in an expensive suit. Marcus Whitmore, Patricia's son, Evelyn's nephew, current CEO of Whitmore Pharmaceuticals. He pushed through the crowd. "And Evelyn, stop, please." Evelyn looked at him. Marcus, you're destroying Mom's legacy. Your mother's legacy is death. Evelyn's voice was cold. She built a company that killed my son, your cousin. Remember Daniel? Marcus flinched. That wasn't... Don't. Evelyn cut him off. Don't tell me it wasn't the pills. Don't tell me it was his choice. Don't give me the script your lawyers wrote. She lit more bills. Your mother confessed in writing before she died. She knew. You know. Everyone in that building knows. Marcus looked at the burning money, at the crowd, at the cameras. Aunt Evelyn, I can't change the past, but we're trying. You're still selling OxyLeve. Marcus went silent. You reformulated it, made it harder to abuse, but you're still selling it, still profiting. Evelyn's voice rose. Still killing people, just slower now. She stepped closer to him. Your mother left me $50 million, Marcus. This is just $250,000. There's so much more to burn. Marcus's face went pale. You're going to burn all of it? Every penny I can, as publicly as possible, until the whole world understands what this money cost. Marcus looked at the cameras, at the millions of people watching online, at his company's reputation burning along with the cash. What do you want? He asked quietly. Evelyn smiled, sad and sharp. I want you to stop selling OxyLeve completely today. That's billions in revenue. I don't care. The board will never... Then I keep burning, and tomorrow I burn more, in front of your other offices, your factories, your investor meetings. Evelyn's voice was steel. I will burn every dollar of your mother's fortune in the most public way possible until the whole world knows what Whitmore Pharmaceuticals did. Marcus stared at her. And if we stop selling OxyLeve, then I use the money differently to help the people you hurt. Evelyn gestured to the crowd, to the families, treatment centers, free, funded by your mother's blood money. At least then something good comes of it. I need to talk to the board. You have until I finish burning this briefcase. Evelyn checked her watch. About $200,000 left. Should take me another hour. Marcus pulled out his phone, walked away, made calls. Evelyn kept burning. The crowd stayed, watching, crying, sharing stories. Someone brought her water. Someone else brought a chair. But Evelyn stood, bill after bill, watching the flames, thinking of Daniel. What time is it where you are? Morning? Night? Let me know in the comments. 30 minutes later, Marcus returned. The board has agreed. We'll stop production of OxyLeve, issue a statement, acknowledge the harm. Evelyn studied his face. You're lying. I'm not. You'll stop for a few months, wait for this to blow over, then quietly start again. Marcus said nothing. Evelyn nodded. That's what I thought. She burned another stack. Here's what's actually going to happen, Marcus, because unlike your mother, I'm not afraid of you. She pulled out her phone, showed him a document. This is Patricia's confession letter, scanned, dated, notarized. I've sent copies to the New York Times, Washington Post, every major news outlet. Marcus's face drained of color. And this, Evelyn showed another document, is the settlement offer from my lawyer on behalf of every family affected by OxyLeve. We're filing a class action lawsuit using your mother's confession as evidence. You can't. I already did. It was filed an hour ago. Evelyn smiled. I started burning money at exactly 2 p.m. The lawsuit was filed at 1 p.m. The media got the confession at 12:30. You planned this. Of course I did. Did you think I'd just burn money for nothing? Evelyn lit another bill. This isn't protest. It's theater. Getting attention. Making sure everyone watches. She gestured to the cameras. Millions of people are watching me burn your mother's money right now. And tomorrow, they'll read her confession and the lawsuit, and they'll understand. Marcus looked sick. The company will be destroyed. Good. Thousands of jobs. My son is dead, Marcus. Thousands of sons and daughters are dead. Don't talk to me about jobs. Evelyn's voice broke. You want to save the company? Then actually change. Stop selling poison. Fund treatment. Pay settlements. Acknowledge what you did. And if we do, then I stop burning. Use the rest of Patricia's fortune for the treatment centers, and your company might survive." Evelyn looked at him. "But if you fight, if you deny, if you do what you've always done," she gestured to the burning cash, "I will burn every penny and make sure the whole world watches, and your company will burn with it." Marcus stood there, trapped, cameras recording every moment. Evelyn waited. Finally, Marcus nodded. "I'll talk to the board. You have 24 hours. Marcus walked away. Evelyn watched him go, then looked at the briefcase. About 150,000 left. She started burning again, but slower now, because she'd made her point. The news cycle had started. By evening, Evelyn's story was everywhere. Grieving mother burns sister's fortune in pharmaceutical protest. Patricia's confession letter was published. Front page, New York Times, Washington Post, every major outlet. The lawsuit details emerged. Thousands of families joining, demanding accountability. Whitmore Pharmaceuticals stock crashed, down 40% in one day. Board members resigned, investors fled, and Marcus Whitmore, facing complete destruction, made a choice. The next day, Whitmore Pharmaceuticals issued a statement. They would stop producing OxyLeve immediately. All existing stock would be destroyed. The company would fund addiction treatment centers, free, across the country. They would settle the lawsuit, billions in compensation to affected families, and they acknowledged the harm, publicly, without qualification. The company that had lied for 20 years finally told the truth, because one old woman burned money on a sidewalk. Evelyn used Patricia's remaining fortune exactly as she'd promised. She built treatment centers, 17 of them, in cities across America, free treatment for anyone addicted to opioids, named them all after her son, Daniel Price Recovery Centers. She became an advocate, testifying before Congress, pushing for regulations, helping other families sue, fighting the pharmaceutical industry, not with money, with truth. 3 years later, Evelyn stood at the opening of the 17th Daniel Price Recovery Center in Portland, right across the street from the old Whitmore Pharmaceuticals headquarters, which was now empty. The company had sold the building, moved to smaller offices, shrunk by 70%. Marcus had resigned. The new CEO was a recovering addict, someone who understood the cost. Evelyn cut a ribbon, surrounded by families, people who'd lost loved ones, people who'd survived addiction, people who'd been saved by the treatment centers. Someone asked her, "Do you regret burning the money?" Evelyn thought about it. "I burned $250,000 that day. It got attention, started the avalanche, led to settlements worth billions, treatment for thousands." She smiled. "Best investment I ever made." "What would you say to Patricia now?" Evelyn looked up at the sky, thinking of her sister. "I'd say thank you for the confession, for the truth, even if it came too late." She paused, "And I'd tell her that her money did more good burning than it ever did in her bank account." "What would you say to Daniel?" Evelyn's eyes filled with tears.
I'm sorry that I couldn't save him, but that I made sure his death meant something." She looked at the treatment center. "I'd tell him that hundreds of people are alive today because of him, because his story mattered, because his mom wouldn't stay quiet. And I'd tell him I love him, and I always will." The crowd applauded. Evelyn stepped back, let the first patients into the center, watched them walk through doors that wouldn't have existed if she hadn't burned that money, if she hadn't stood on a sidewalk and set fire to blood-soaked cash until the world paid attention. The lesson? Sometimes the most valuable thing you can do with money is refuse to spend it. Sometimes the greatest act of love is destroying what others would kill for. Sometimes one person standing in public, burning cash, crying, defiant, can change everything. Evelyn Price lost her son to greed. She could have stayed silent, taken the money, lived comfortably on blood-soaked wealth. Instead, she lit it on fire and used the flames to illuminate the truth. And because she did, thousands of people got treatment, hundreds of lives were saved, an industry was forced to change, and her son's death was given meaning. That's not crazy. That's not wasteful. That's love, powerful enough to burn down empires. If this story moved you, share it. And remember, not everything valuable should be kept. Some things need to be destroyed so something better can be built from the ashes.